What's going on YouTube? It's JSauce back again with another video, and today we have another classic. It is FBL Week 2 versus BandedCaterpie, and last week I didn't run Sun, and I'm just going to give a little spoiler straight out the gate that I'm bringing Sun this week. So yeah, matchup always will be in the corner, and I'll see you guys in the team builder. All right, first up this week, we have ourselves an offensive Ninetales. Now, I'm just going to say straight up, I brought the heat this week. Like, this is a very interesting paste, and I think it's pretty fun. So, starting off with this Ninetales, we have Overheat, Scorching Sands, Solar Beam, Memento, Eject Pack. Scorching Sands hits, hits like Glow King, hits Incineroar was the main reason I brought it, also hits like Rhydon. But Solar Beam is mainly what we're going to be clicking, as well as Overheat. It hits Gastrodon, it hits Rhydon, which are two things that are coming in. Really, the only thing that can take all of these hits is Roaring Moon, and if I get like a Scorching Sands burn on Roaring Moon, then it's kind of screwed. Not gonna lie. And then I have Overheat just as a way to get momentum, and it hits pretty decently into everything. With the jetpack, I'm able to switch into something else. Enough speed to outspeed Jolly Heracross. Luckily, I'm able to run Modest. I'm just really looking forward to the set. Memento's there for some of my later guys to set up and be better. So, yeah, I think Ninetales could potentially put in the work. Unfortunately, no Heat Rock, which makes all my Sun guys a little bit worse, but it is what it is. Next up, we have our Gliscor this week, Rocket Stealth Rock, Earthquake U-Turn Knockoff. Relatively physically defensive. Now, this is mainly for like Roaring Moon. That's about it. Like maybe Ogerpon if it's in the sun. But other than that, it's just here to be annoying. Stealth Rocks go insane versus this team, and so does Earthquake. If I see Enamorus or Skarmory, like it's just gonna get knocked, and then U-turns there from momentum. This thing is just gonna be a menace to take down. He doesn't really have great ways of doing that, other than like Terra Water, Scald the Raikou, or Terra Ice, maybe. Like Gastrodon's really not doing that much to me, especially if Sun is up. So this, I'm able to knock stuff off and just pivot out, and it's gonna make my guys just that much better. Really a glue piece for all of my offensive guys. Like between Ninetales and Gliscor, my Slitherwing, my Tyler Hero is going to go absolutely hog wild. Now, I will say, unfortunately, I fucked up the EVs. It's supposed to be 307 Spadef or 305 attack. So I can get the booster energy Spadef, allowing me to easily eat hits from Glow King, make my life versus Enamorus that much better. Raikou can't really do that much to me, but that's unfortunate. We're all can just bulk up Leech Life, Morning Sun, Terra Blast this week. Enough defense to live in acrobatics from Roaring Moon if it's not +1, as well as a knockoff from, I believe, +1. And in turn, we can Leech Life it back and get all the way back up healthy. Morning Sun's just there for more consistent healing, as I didn't feel like I needed a fighting type move. Because with Terra Blast, I'm able to hit the stuff that comes in, like the Enamorus, like the Slowking. And then additionally, I can bait in the stupid Roaring Moon, and with the booster energy, knockoff does like jack squat to me. I'm able to Leech Life back up to full. Barring the Misdreavus coming, this thing is going to go so freaking hard. Like, sure, Incineroar could come, but Leech Life is neutral. If I'm spamming bulk up, then it can get a little shiced because that knockoff isn't doing that much to me. You know what I mean? I'm very proud of this set, minus the EV mishaps, but that's just something I gotta learn down the line a little bit more. I really like the spread and the moves. I'm hoping it can go off. But in case it doesn't, we got Gouging Fire this week. This is my dedicated switch into the stupid Incineroar. We're rocking Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Heat Crash, Morning Sun. +1 Dragon Claw annihilates the Roaring Moon and does a ton of damage to everything else, even Gastrodon, even Ogerpon. It might actually kill Ogerpon at +1 depending on the spread. Clear Amulet stops me from Intimidate, Incineroar stops me from Parting Shot. That's pretty much all it does, but that's pretty much all it needs to do. Incineroar is super difficult for my team, in theory. So I put enough in speed to outspeed, like I said, some Jolly Heracross, because it's not great into my team, right? But it's good enough to still be scary. I just put enough attack EVs to, again, get some of those critical kills and put the rest into HP. If you didn't like that enough, I have a very good breaker this week. We were running a couple setup mons, needed a breaker. We got White Herb, Walking Wake. This set is a little devious, I'm not going to lie. Hydro Steam, Draco Meteor, Flip Turn Knockoff. Now, this knockoff does a lot to the Glow King that's obviously going to come in. And in Sun, Draco Meteor 2-hit KOs, so that's why I'm packing the White Herb. So if I'm in Sun, it switches in, I can just Draco twice and kill it, right? The Flip Turn is obviously there for momentum. I didn't feel like I needed another move. And Hydro Steam is just going to be super good stab, especially in Sun. Terra Fairy this week just for the Terra Fairy this week just for the Roaring Moon. If nothing else, then for bait, because Roaring Moon goes insanely hard versus my team, and I didn't want to have to deal with it. And I just knock it out with a Draco afterwards. If he's not running like Iron Head this week, then I kind of wall him because, if he knocks off my White Herb, that's fine, but chances are I probably already used it, and Dragon obviously doesn't hit me. Now, Acrobatics might do a little bit of damage, but if that's his only attacking move outside of his stabs, then we might hit a little Goop Nut. Actually, no, I'm saying. Finally, I need a way to truly deal with Ogerpon, and to do pretty well into Roaring Moon, and so I'm just bringing Quillfish. Oh yeah, I didn't tell you. So we actually made transactions last week. We traded out Overquill for Hisuian Quillfish and Magneton. So it's just a 1-for-2 trade. I felt like getting a more defensive version of Overquill would just be better for my team here. And, getting a Steel type, even if it's Magneton, is just super nice for resistances. Even if it's in Sun, I decided that I'm gonna cave into the peer pressure and get a Steel type. Split defenses, just 12 speed to, outspeed like Misdreavus or something, running min speed. The main thing this wants to do is just get up spikes and poison shit, and that's what it's going to do. Lash Out is there for just a tiny bit more chip in case Incineroar comes, but yeah, this thing's clicking spikes, it's clicking Barb Barrage. That's what it's going to do. It's super nice into Ogerpon and Roaring Moon, so you know what, that's fine. And if either one of them brings sub, then I'm going to cry. But that's the team for this week. Now let's get into the battle. So, I potentially broke my number one rule in draft. I played this immediately after another game, and that game I did not play well. In fact, to put it lightly, I played like piss. And so I went to this game super mad. I want vengeance. And, I don't like playing mods like that. I like to be calm, cool, collected. Just kind of being able to adapt to everything. But yeah, this game was one of those games where I just couldn't put the previous match away. I tried to just overcompensate and stuff. So that's why some of my moves might not make a lot of sense to me. But I want to predict him predicting a Ninetales lead. I want to get Rocks up for free because, right, this Raikou's Terra Dragon, I was Calkin, Specs. Non-Specs Raikou only did 50% to this Gliscor. I was going to get Rocks up, see what happens. So I stand, he reveals Specs, he gets the burn, and now all of a sudden, this Gliscor is useless. So that's unfortunate. Obviously, I know he is Specs, though I switch in Walking Wake, and I also do it so Gliscor can be a sack for later. It's actually not specs. I was not paying attention. It just clicks Scald. So I click Knockoff expecting Loking to come in because like Raiku's not trying to take this fucking Draco. And as I predicted, Slowking takes 43. Now at this point I'm calking. Draco Meteor is just missing out on the kill. So instead I decide to just flip turn on out. And at this point I just go into my Gliscor because it's sack material anyways. Like if he wants to go for Chili, that's fine. Roaring Moon comes on out. This is the free U-turn. I should never stay in here in case it's a Dragon Dance, but I guess we'll never know. He clicks Dragon Claw. Not the play I would have made, but you know what it is. So I go Walking Wake, which is a little problematic, right? I should have went Quillfish. I was worried I wasn't going to do enough. Now, also, I didn't know what set this was. I figured my best bet was to just go Walking Wake, Terra, and my Slithering just comes a little worse. It is what it is. So I just Terra, and I click the funny button. Yeah. I didn't want to stay in on Ivy Cudgel or anything, so like my white herb was a little wasted. I actually did not expect this Ogerpon coming in at all. But yeah, Ivy Cudgel comes on out, doesn't do that much to me. I take this opportunity to get up a Spike because I'm able to live one more even off a crit. And now I click Barb Barrage because I don't want to lose 1v1 as he clicks Swords Dance. This turn worked out perfectly for me because now the Ogerpon's gone. If Ogerpon wasn't gone, then I would have had to go into like Slither Wing and it would be +1 in front of me, and I don't want to take a crit. You know what I mean? Yeah, so now Roaring Moon comes on out. I couldn't tell. He has Earthquake. Couldn't tell if this was like Adamant or Banded. Because like, or if it just hit a roll. Because all three of those are possible. So I just go Walking Wake. It's my best answer. I over-predict here. I'm thinking that Slowking or this Enamorus will come on out. So I click Flip Turn. But I believe that's actually Banded damage or Adamant Scarf. Once again, I forget which one it ended up being. So I thought I sold this game right. But knowing it pretty much has to be choice locked, at this point, I take this to get my Slitherwing in, and this might have been bad play because like I can't touch Enamorus or Rhydon, but I realized that I got my attack buff. So that was strange to me. I was planning to get a Spadef buff. However, realizing that I can't really touch Enamorus or Rhydon, I actually think this might work out better for me. Okay, knowing he's forced into clicking Earthquake just makes you get a +1. As long as Enamorus isn't the first one to switch in, I might be fine. And it looks like Rhydon's the one to switch in, man. I can just bulk up on this forever? Like, I click Leech Life, actually. That was probably a bad play on me. I was worried about... I think I was worried about Adamant Non-Scarf. Clicks Rocks on me while I'm bulking up in front of it. Now, I don't know if Rhydon gets Roar at this point, but I'm just praying it doesn't, or that he didn't bring it, because there's not really much I can do. I think with my last three, I'll be fine if Slitherwing goes down. So I just set up to like +1 bajillion. I'm simply just dodging these burns. That's my game plan anyways. I'm just gonna, like I said, I took time, calculating in between, seeing what Enamorus did back to me, seeing if I need to be at full or what, and, I got pretty lucky. This Rhydon's using a bunch of Fire Punches and not getting the burn. In fact, it's used 6 already, and now it is 10-7. It is 10% chance, but that starts adding up, and it actually lives that Leech Life, which I did not expect. So a crit or a burn would be devastating, but I dodged both of those. I'm glad, because a crit probably wouldn't have done like that much, but it would have been devastating. Raikou comes on out. That's fine. I just Leech Life and get all my health back. Scald was a good play there. It does 23%, which is absolutely pitiful. I just Leech Life back most of that. I'm at 90%. I appreciate the burn attempt. I think that was probably the right move to make. And Amorous comes in not heavy duty boots. I believe that is quad resisted, clicks agility, and Moonblast no crit does 83%. I believe that is just the game. I don't think Roaring Moon. I think Roaring Moon has to crit me, and then Slowking can't keep up. So just forfeits, and that's fine. The last two go to Slitherwing. I did learn after the battle that there was a crying baby in his background, and he couldn't, just leave the baby alone. Which, fair enough, because I don't think that's a winnable position anyways, without just insane RNG. So I don't blame him. Slitherwing getting 5 kills this week, shooting to the top of the MVP leaderboard at 8-0 in 2 games. This is absolutely beautiful. It's something I never thought I'd see in my life. Last time I used Slitherwing, it went 7-7 in 9 games and was tearing every single game. And, I've not teared this guy once. And yes, while I have had some luck, it is just fucking eating. It's been an amazing cleaner for me, something that I didn't see back then. So I'm excited to see how many kills the Slitherwing racks up. Thank you all so much for watching another FBL video. I really hope you enjoy this because I'm having fun playing in the league, even though I got dragged into it. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment for some more divine FBL content, and I will keep producing. And with that being said, JSauce out.